Sir, I've called you up to 10 times, but calls were not going through. My last 3 calls say your line is switched off. You read my messages up to and including the one I sent at 1843, but you did not respond. All my messages since 1918 are still in single ticks. Please get in touch urgently. Up till now, the doctor see me, knowing he's been caught red-handed, has avoided getting in touch with me. All he wrote, they were lies. He never took me up on anything. He never investigated my vaccine in any way. He posed as an immunologist and as an expert, but he had never done any work on HIV vaccine research. These are all the efforts I went through to get in touch with the Dr. CME for us to talk as doctors if he's a doctor. But he has chickened out because he's a fraudster. He cannot face me. He knows all he said there were lies. All he said about my vaccine, he doesn't know how I prepare my vaccine. They are lies. The second one I want to address is a viral video clip that has been sent out. And that one, it was brought to my attention sometime in this month of October. And the title of the viral video is, Dr. Balaka is a liar and a murderer. Ecomog soldier, Mohammed Farouk Awalu. He says he's an Ecomog soldier. I'm a bloody civilian. I have the highest respect for soldiers because I know these are professionals that are ready to defend the rest of us, integrity of our country, against external and internal aggression. So I cannot talk bad about any soldier. Unfortunately, Farouk did not tell me what rank he held in the army, what is his number in the army, what work he did in the army. He just said he was an Ecomog soldier. I hope he was, but I'll give him the benefit of that. Mohammed, good afternoon. I respect you because you are a soldier, or you were a soldier. But from what you said, now we are all civilians together. I don't know whether what you said about me is the way you are trained to do while you were in the military. Mohammed, I'm not your age mate. I'm not your colleague in any way. But the way you talked about me, calling me a liar, a blatant liar, and a murderer, those are serious issues that I want to address. And I want the whole world who want to hear to know. Mohammed claimed that he was one of the Ecomog soldiers sent to me by the military around 1999. He said, sorry, around 2000, 2001. 1999, 2000, he said. He mentioned 1998 and said, sorry. And that of the 30 of them, I have killed the others, all the other 29. He's the only surviving one. And not only is he the only surviving one, that I gave him hepatitis B virus as well. And that I'm a murderer. I'm a blatant liar. My vaccine is fake. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you are listening. The military has never sent me any patient up till now. The military has got its own health services. Mohammed claims he was sent to me as one of 30 soldiers for treatment. Here in my hospital, any patient that registers here will get a patient personal card bearing their name and date of registration. All the appointments are given. I challenge Mohammed Farouk Awalu to produce his registration here when he came to see me as a patient. Where is the referral letter that the military wrote? Who referred them? All that he said is a lie he has been talking since 1999-2000. For those who care to know, under NACA, when one Professor Kinshete was in charge there, was the DG, Director General, He was always carrying the same Mohammed Awalu Mohammed everywhere. When the Ministry of Health banned my vaccine, the Minister of Health then, Dr. Tim Menakaya, put him on the high table with him. He was always going with one Dr. Peter Piot, Executive Secretary of UNAIDS. They carried him to a world conference in South Africa around 2000, where they gave him international time to castigate my vaccines, just saying exactly what he's saying now. So, as far as I'm concerned, he's a hired agent of the Nigerian government. At least those days, I don't know of now. He's a hired agent of UNAIDS. All the lies he talked in that video, they are the lies taught to him by his paymasters. He said he was looking healthy. He looked healthy there. His health is partly because, not just because he's feeding rich on dollars. Mohammed, are you not? Are they not paying you in foreign currency to make sure you denigrate my vaccine for no just cause? You are never a patient of mine. You don't know my place. You have never registered here. If you do, I challenge you to bring out your patient registration card. If you don't want to tell me your patient's number, I'll locate your folder. I've checked all my records. I spent time. I have no record of anyone. But if you use a pseudonym, tell us a pseudonym. I'll locate it. Tell me your number, I'll locate it. Mohammed went on to say that HCV has a cure. Yes, you are correct, Mohammed. He said it cost less than $100, about 35,000 naira. That is a big lie. Anyone who wants to check, go and check the internet. A combination drug like Havoni, you have to take it daily for 12 weeks. If it works for you, you may then get cured of HIV. 95% HCV, hepatitis C virus. You have a 95% chance of being cured. That drug costs in America $1,000 per tablet. Even if you take it for 12 weeks, that's $84,000. Multiply that by 360 to know the naira. If the Nigerian government is subsidizing it and asking patients to pay 35,000 naira, you can work out how much of public funds the government is using to subsidize the treatment. NACA has come out that all those receiving antiretroviral drugs in Nigeria, the government has heavily subsidized it. If you want to know the cost of Havoni, go to a private health center for you to take your treatment for 12 weeks on Havoni, and you will see the mischief and lies Mohammed is uttering as directed to him by his paymasters. Mohammed went further. He said, I'm a murderer. Ladies and gentlemen, murder is a serious crime. In Nigerian law now, if you are found guilty of murder, you lose your own life. Mohammed, if I have been killing people, a murderer, I killed 29 you are aware of, why have you not reported me to the law enforcement agencies up till now? Don't you know the police is there to investigate and handle crimes, especially murder? As a soldier, don't you know that? Or as a former soldier, what have you done about it? Instead of doing that, you went round in your video and you said you are calling on Nigerian agencies like National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research of Nigeria, National Institute of Food and Drugs Administration of Nigeria, NAFDAC, National Agency for Control of HIV in Nigeria, NACA, Federal Ministry of Communication and Information of Nigeria. He asked them to call me to order, not to allow me kill more people. Mohammed, are those the people to handle murder? Is it National Institute for Pharmaceutical Studies that handles murder cases? Is it the duty of NAFDAC now? Ladies and gentlemen, you can see he's calling his paymasters and asking them to look into a case of murder. Murder, he says, I have been guilty of Mohammed, you went too far. You went too far with your lies and mischief. Why have you not reported me to the police? Why have you not reported me to the proper agency given the constitutional role of handling crime? Instead, you are appealing to people who have nothing to do with crime. And since he mentioned National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, when I made my discovery, I contacted them. And the professor in charge then came, and he sent a report on 2 patients he sent, that after taking 2 doses of my vaccine, there was a 90% reduction of their viral load. So, what are you talking about? If I were a quack, how did I involve them? He talked also about NAFDAC. When the Nigerian government banned my vaccine in 2000, out of about 26 claimants, at that time, I was the only one who took them to court. The case was in court. I only sued the President of Nigeria and the Attorney General of the Federation. NAFDAC came 2 years after and said they want to be made a party to the case. The court made them a party to the case. The case went on. It was tried. None of the 3 defendants I sued, President of Nigeria, Attorney General of the Federation, and NAFDAC, they couldn't call one witness. Mohammed, where were you? Why didn't you come to court to testify? The case was on from 2000 until the judgment was given in 2014. Where were you? Where were you, Mohammed? Did you travel to the moon? When I sued them, the case lasted for 13 years. They had all the opportunities. They couldn't even call witness. As the judge noted in the judgment, the learned judge said, the government, what is baffling that the government has not even cared to find out what this doctor is doing. And that the ban they did on my vaccine was arbitrary, unconstitutional, null and void. After that, one Dr. Osiemi, who was here in Nigeria, he never came to testify. Mohammed, while you were in Nigeria, you didn't come to testify. You are now churning out lies to castigate me and my vaccine just because you're on the payroll of your masters. I want to go ahead to address the other issue raised by Mohammed. Mohammed said, HBV has treatment. They have treatment, but it's not curative. My treatment is curative. There are drugs that they use for HCV, the antiretroviral. They cause a lot of problems. Mine has nothing to do with that. Mine is very, very safe. They want they think by bullying me, I'll reveal the secret of what I'm doing. It took me years of hard work and mental work and physical work to develop my vaccines. The government didn't contribute a kobo to the development of my vaccine. Of all the public institutions and private institutions, I only got contribution after I announced my vaccine from the Nasarawa state government then, headed by Senator Abdullahi Nang. They invited me, listened to me, and gave me some scientific equipment to use toward making my research better. And I'm still grateful to them. That's the only public institution in Nigeria that has contributed anything of public funds to my work. And that was